Welcome back to our free financial planning series. If you haven't watched the first few videos, be sure to go back and watch those because they all build on one another. Today, we're talking about how to strategically allocate your dollars, especially when it comes to high interest debt. Debt can either hold you back or work in your favor, depending on how you manage it. Let's break down the numbers, the mindset, and our philosophy on how to leverage debt in the smart way. Hi, I'm Erin of Truly Aligned.
And I'm Maximilian of Truly Aligned. In order to build a truly comprehensive plan, we need to look at all areas of your financial life. It's often easy just to focus on investments and put all of your attention there without looking at the foundation of your financial plan. We have emergency reserves, risk management, and also debt management are the foundation of your plan. Similar to your house, the most important thing is to have a strong foundation in place. Some of the debt can make more sense to pay off more aggressively, depending on the interest rate and your emotions behind that debt. Some debt can make sense to stretch. So having that plan in place is really crucial for your financial success and to give you more clarity and understanding of what you need to do to live out your values and have an ideal life.
There are a lot of popular financial gurus out there, one of them being Dave Ramsey. And he has a very interesting philosophy around debt, which is focus on it first, pay it all off immediately and as fast as you can, every single kind of debt. This works for some people. And what Dave Ramsey is really trying to get at with this philosophy is to create good financial habits. And paying the debt off first allows you to then save more later. When it comes to financial educators online, you have to be aware that they are speaking to the general masses of people. So the advice and the philosophies that they teach need to apply to a large variety of people. When you work one-on-one with a financial advisor, they can give you very specific advice for your situation. Max and I are licensed financial advisors. Someone who is a financial educator like Dave Ramsey is not a licensed financial advisor because he educates for entertainment purposes. And to gather attention, he uses a lot of fear-based stories and attention grabbing hooks. One of those being fear around debt. That said, not all philosophies around finances start with fear. For example, our philosophy around finances starts with abundance and how can we grow and create even more while creating a solid foundation. So when you're watching financial educators online, just be aware of their intentions behind the education, the philosophies, and what their recommendations are, because it might be coming from a place that maybe your values don't align with.
Our philosophy is we want to leverage debt when it makes sense, and we want to pay off debt more aggressively where it doesn't. And the biggest distinction comes down to the interest rate on the debt itself. For interest rates above 8%, in general, rule of thumb, we typically advise our clients to pay that debt off more aggressively. The reason behind that, if you look at the average rate of return of funds invested in the market long term, typically do about an 8%. So it's helpful to look at the opportunity cost of that debt. If you have credit card debt at 20%, it's unlikely that you're going to be able to increase your net worth more by investing elsewhere. So in that circumstance, it can make more sense to aggressively pay that debt off. And if there are other high interest rate debts, such as like a hard money loan, or if your credit score wasn't the best when you got a car loan or your mortgage, all of those circumstances can potentially make more sense to put more of your excess funds to pay off that debt. Because the crucial part is we want to leverage when it makes sense. So if we have an interest rate debt of say 3%, like a lot of people do on their mortgage right now in the United States, that debt can typically make sense to make the minimum payments, free up those dollars instead of putting it towards the debt. And the crucial part is to invest it. So we're leveraging that debt that's only costing us 3%. We're then investing in the market, typically getting an 8% rate of return. So we're ultimately improving our net worth by 5%. So this is a really crucial philosophy to think about, that debt can be leveraged and can actually help grow your net worth depending on what the interest rates are on the debt itself.
And the most important part here when we're talking about leveraging the debt is that the extra dollars you're saving, you are investing. Back to Dave Ramsey's philosophy, his assumption is that you are just spending those extra dollars on trips or shoes or something else that's not increasing your net worth. So the only way this philosophy actually works is if you are utilizing those dollars to grow elsewhere.
Debt can have an emotional side to it, particularly around student loans. For a lot of our clients, it's something that hangs heavy over their head or keeps them up at night. So there are circumstances where if the debt is really bothering you, even if it's a lower interest rate debt, it could be worthwhile to give you some emotional relief to pay that debt off more aggressively.
So it's very important to create a plan that feels emotionally aligned for you. And that might mean paying off some low interest debt just because it's a heavy burden on your shoulders.
Ultimately, what's going to give you the highest quality life and enable you to live within alignment of your values. And sometimes that's paying off debt more aggressively, even if the interest rate's lower.
And that's why it's important to create a specialized plan for your debt management, whether it's leveraging, whether it's paying it off early, and balancing it in such a way that feels both mathematically and emotionally aligned for you. This has been part of our free financial planning series. And if this has been helpful for you, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next video.
In our next video, we're diving into what I believe is the most exciting part, investments.
We'll walk you through our investment philosophy and what it takes to build long-term wealth. Until the next time, stay aligned.
Stay aligned.